Heat Celtics. Definitely a series that doesn't have the amount of pub that the Lakers Nuggets have, but they're playing. You got the I'm curious to see where Jimmy is going to match up at majority of the time. I honestly think
I think I know where he goes.
it should be Jalen.
Yep.
For the majority of the series.
Say
and
something,
then
Bubba.
if Tatum, starts to cook.
And why do you say that, though?
Switch over. I think so Tatum is going to take the most shots. Jimmy is the most aggressive person on the offensive end.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put him on the most aggressive guy, but Jalen can be just an explosive
He gets hot
scorer.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to quiet him early and get him out of the game.
Yeah.
Tatum is a guy who can engage at any part of the game and
Force them
take
both
off.
left. That's all you got to do.
So we'll see. But I'm not. And another thing is also I'm not really bothered or worried about it too much because Eric Spoelstra is just one of the best coaches in the league. He has a defensive scheme, a defensive game plan. He probably has numerous that he's going to employ against them.
Yeah.
They're the best zone team in the league,
Yeah.
in a league that rarely plays zone from the most part of the teams. But Toronto, Miami, they're two of the best zone teams in the league. So, yeah. What are you looking for in this series?
I think the Celtics are the better team. I expect them to win the series, but Jimmy and Spoelstra's brilliance on the bench will make it interesting and make it compelling, I think, and I think it's going to be a good watch. And in a lot of ways, I don't like this Lakers team. I've said it before.
Ouch.
They're not entertaining to me in any way. I'm really more intrigued with this series and watching Jimmy and Spoelstra go up against this Celtics team.
What about you, man?
Unfortunately, I do concur. The Lakers team is not interesting how I need them to be. But obviously the publicity should switch to the Eastern Conference because Jimmy's having a hell of a playoff run. I don't know what you guys' predictions are for the series, but I still see the Celtics winning because I don't believe Bam's going to play consistent basketball. And even if he does...
Never has, never will.
Exactly. And the only reason... Well, there's more than one reason. It's called Robert Williams and Al Horford and probably even Marcus Smart. Because sometimes Bam Adebayo, for whatever reason, plays basketball like he's 6'3". And that's the most frustrating thing.
Yeah.
I think
if I predict, I would say Celtics in 6. The Heat are gritty, and the Celtics. I mean, the reality is they let the Hawks get a couple games, and they let the Philadelphia go to Game 7.
Are they going to?
They're not locking
focused?
in and sweeping people, so I don't have any expectation that they'll do it in this round.
Yeah.
Right. But they are the much better team.
100%.
One thing about Bam, I will say, people think he's bigger than he actually is.
He's
I know
6'9".
he has those broad shoulders, and he's really not even that. He's closer to 6'7" than 6'9".
Remember
but
when,
he is a big body.
What's his name? Kevin Love, when they listed him at 6'10", and they did Real Heights, and he turned out 6'8".
Yeah. And that's another thing. But the consistency is still an issue with him. As far as when
Don't they do Real Heights at the Chicago Combine?
Yeah, they do.
And do they not translate to the game program?
I think they just do it with shoes on.
No, they do without. They do with and without shoes.
without.
They do very precise measurements.
You're right.
But like it goes by the teams.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that thing that's
they
like
released it.
literally
Okay.
measured in uniformity, all players measured by the same people, suddenly just gets scrapped when the teams decide to put out the media guide.
Yeah.
I just find that amusing.
Yeah, 'cause you remember
Like
when,
once a player's just if he's actually 6'4", let's just go forward with him being 6'4".
KD's 7 foot, but he's still listed at 6'10". But for the longest, he was 6'9".
At the combine, he was 6'9".
Yeah.
And then, later on it said he grew an inch, 6'10", but everybody calls him 7 foot. And you got that.
He's
with
the
a
same
lot of
height
players.
as DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, which is Marcus should be about 6'10" roughly.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
So,
I just think it's goofy that we just don't like.
But the reason
and
he
most
gave
guys
was
add an inch or two to their height anyway in normal life.
Well,
So
6'10"
depends
is
on
a
where we're
weird
at in that
height, to be
intro.
fair,
yeah.
To be fair, 6'9" is a weird height.
Is it really?
I feel like it's a weird height.
I'd be happy to be a weird 6'9". I like 69.
This guy.
Yeah.
The storylines in this series are just limited to me though.
limited.
It's going to be better basketball than storyline.
Yeah, I'm not a storyline guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not a storyline guy. Yeah.
Nah, well, because more often than not, a storyline is a media created thing,
Yeah.
and it's like almost like pre-programmed. If the Celtics take command of the series, here's our stories. If the Heat take command of the series, here's our stories. I'm gonna watch the game.
Yeah.
Let the game happen. Games will be won and lost for very specific reasons, and if you're caught up in storylines, you miss what's actually happening.
Well, that's game to game. But I'm talking
that's
about
all there
like,
is.
LeBron versus Steph and legacy and,
Yeah,
that,
but it's all idiotic banter.
Bang!
It's idiotic banter for the unwashed mass of deplorables.
Yeah. Fair point.
All right. We'll see how this series bangs out here and see if Jimmy can bring this home, man. It's just
I had a question. Quick
Jeez
question.
Louise.
So I saw this actually on Instagram. Would you prefer a Jimmy Butler ring, his first ring, or LeBron's last ring?
Last ring, is he being forced out of the league if they
No,
win?
I'm just saying, like, if he
Last
doesn't,
time he can win.
yeah, if he doesn't win this
These
ring,
scenarios.
I mean, I'll put this in context. If the Lakers and the Heat play in the finals,
yeah,
I'm rooting for the Heat to win.
okay,
That's me.
all right, I like
if
that.
you tell me LeBron can only get one more ring, yeah, it's LeBron another ring.
Okay.
The thing about Jimmy, I don't know how much a ring is really going to impact his legacy, because
I think it would be considerable.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
That's like becoming a made guy in the mob.
It's not though.
It
And
is.
how he would have
It
got
is.
there? He got there basically
When
by
you're
himself.
So, listen.
when you're a prime star on a title team, that stays with you forever.
I don't know.
He the best
Who
player on the
hasn't
team.
it stayed with forever?
I can't remember a player in his situation. That's why I said I don't know.
He
I'm
the
not
only one.
telling you you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you I don't know, because each player, like Dirk, had the one ring.
Right.
It's similar situation.
Made man.
He won against a team but Dirk has the MVPs. Dirk has the All NBAs.
Well,
Dirk
I mean,
has the-
I'm not.
So I'm talking
I'm
about
not
legacy.
saying well, but
So-
it. There's levels to legacy.
Yeah.
But when you have a title as a top guy on your team, like that puts you at a certain level that nobody could take that down. There's still guys above you.
But there's still going to be a ton of guys, though.
It is what it is, but you're,
And it's still a ton of
but
guys
you-
now.
but you're looking. The question is, what would a ring mean to Jimmy in his legacy? It is a significant bump from where he currently is.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It is. It absolutely
I think
is.
it
It's
is.
just, I really don't know, man.
If he carries this Heat team to a
Drags,
title,
actually, not carries.
nobody will forget that.
Yeah.
it's
and-
not about forget or
But
not.
no, it just puts him in a place.
What place?
Like
own
the
category.
championship made guy place.
Or really the same
That's-
category as Dirk.
That's what we in year 80. Every year has one of those. I mean,
but there's
every
only a
year has
handful
2
of guys
those.
that get real credit for winning the
Yeah.
title. We're not
That's not
talking
true.
We're not talking Robert Horry rings.
No, but it's only one ring, and every championship team has 1, 2, or 3 of those guys.
But a lot of those guys have
There's only
won multiples.
I'm saying there's only
Yes.
one Jimmy Butler too. He's literally drugged this Miami Heat team to the 8th spot.
And I mean, here's
teams.
the significance of it. As we sit here today, I don't think there's a way in hell that happens. I don't think the Heat win the
Right.
title this year. If he gets them to win the title, that's an incredible
Come
feat.
on.
It is incredible. The disconnect is I don't have the players to compare. So we're just talking in the thin blue sky. We're talking in a huge blue sky and just saying, yeah, his legacy will be improved. That's a dub moment, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is it won't drastically improve to where you're going to put him over like guys that matter. You
Well,
understand?
guys that have won MVPs and titles.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
that.
And-
Nobody's
and-
going to
saying
make that argument.
But
no.
and there's not a lot of NBA champion stars that haven't had the regular season success. I can't think of one, to be God honest, the truth with you. I can't think of one. That's all. That's me freestyling. I smoke a little bit. I eat gummies, so I could. I'm sure there are a couple
No,
out there.
you're probably right
Right.
on that count. There's not a lot of easy parallels to that. But
That's what
but
makes
by
it
the same
special.
token, that's part
It's
of me
special.
what's making
It's
it
still
special.
It's still special.
Because there's no second star in that Heat team.
That's exactly what I'm
and
speaking
if he
to.
was able to do that, just that as a singular accomplishment is kind of like,
Mhm.
What? How did that happen?
It's going to mean something.
You know.
It's going to mean something. No, for sure. All right. Once again, you guys are on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. Let's get to a little fun, and then we'll come back to sports, all right?
I thought we were having fun.
I was having fun.
Yeah, because I think that adjustment wasn't the only thing. I think they really picked up their intensity on the defensive end, period.
Yeah.
I think they made a great who was that call in the game? It was Jeff Van Gundy, right?
Yes.
And he made a great point about the Warriors. Against the Warriors, they really respect those shooters, and they don't respect the Denver shooters as much. So the defense intensity wasn't there as it was in the previous series.
Yeah.
And it could be getting used to the Denver altitude that everyone talks about all the time, and it could be a mix of like this guy's not Curry. Well, you let Jamal Murray get a few open shots, and you could put on glasses and it looks like Steph Curry.
Did you see that shot he hit over LeBron?
Yeah, it was crazy. Jokic hit
What?
a crazy one over Anthony Davis to close out the quarter.
Stupid.
They were on, like, don't get me wrong, and some of the Lakers defenders were there. Like, it got to a point where they were just got extremely hot.
Bro, he's in his jersey.
But when you let a shooter get some open looks, man,
Yeah.
and you let him get going, that's what can happen.
That's how you do
Yeah.
that.
Two things. I mean, there's a part of this where these are NBA playoff teams. Guys are going to get hot and hit shots no matter where you are
Yeah.
at some point. And so part of me with NBA games is you can't get overwhelmed by that. You have to know it's going to come back to the mean at some point, and you can't get, he hit these shots in the first quarter. It's like, what's he going to hit in the fourth?
Phoenix is
What's he going to hit when the money's on the line? And don't overreact to guys hitting shot. Don't overreact to runs. I think you do yourself a disservice when you do that. But the other guy that's doing himself a disservice is Anthony Davis, putting on sunglasses at the postgame presser. That is a douchebag move. Like, what is that all about? You're indoors. It's nighttime.
I forgot he did.
There's
that.
no need for shades.
I think it's one of those things. I mean, who the hell knows? Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis. He's an odd guy anyway. But to me, it says, the other guy I played against was all time great, but I did my thing too.
I
forget
was
about
hoping you said that because that's what I was getting from that.
That's what I took from that.
The sunglasses sent you that message.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can lean back. I did my job. I put 40 on him. I don't
You
know what
lost,
everybody else
motherfucker.
did. Right, like
You
I
lost.
did
We're
everything I did.
here to win games. If you're here to compile stats, you're the bitch I thought you were.
But that's what
And if we're going to hear compile stats and wear glasses to
bro.
justify not winning,
Do it again in a win. That's all I care about.
take your glasses off and be a man's man.
Yeah.
be a man's man.